So tell me your names and your senior's name.
I'm Danny Baker, and Ryder Baker is our senior.
I'm Becky Baker.
How would you describe your senior?
Stubborn. He's fun-loving.
Definitely stubborn.
Definitely stubborn. He's fun-loving and sometimes doesn't know when to quit, but he's got a big heart and always willing to help out a friend in need.
Ryder has a huge heart.
He's been known to give our change to beggars outside of Walgreens, so yeah, really big heart.
He had no problem giving my money to the panhandlers outside of Walgreens. Big heart.
What is your favorite memory of your senior?
I'd embarrass him if I shared it.
The time I thought I killed him and I didn't on his bicycle, that probably was my favorite memory in a lot of ways. The fact that I didn't kill him, but also the fact that he wanted to do it again. I let him do something that his mother had refused to allow him to do, which was ride his bicycle down this very steep hill. I was left in charge one day with Ryder, and well, there's a bit of an argument about whether it was Ryder that wanted to ride down the hill or I suggested to let Ryder ride down the hill. But at any rate, he wiped out after riding down this hill. So it was pretty traumatic. So I was glad he was okay. But then after it was all said and done with, he wanted to do it again. And that was, that was like a proud father moment. Dust himself off and get up and wanted to try the thing again. So.
I think for me, one of my favorite memories is the way he used to pronounce Ecclesiastes. He learned how to recite the books of the Old Testament. And he didn't sing the song, he could just say them. But when he got to Ecclesiastes, it was Ecclesiastes. And I always thought that was just cute. I was sad when he was old enough to correct that on his own.
And what Bible verse would you leave with your senior?
Well, one of my favorites has always been Proverbs 16, verse 2. All a man's ways seem right in his own eyes, but the Lord weighs the motives. And that's always helped to keep me grounded. Reminds me that no matter how right I think I am in any situation, if God doesn't think the same thing, then it really is irrelevant. It also reminds me that we can find ways to justify just about anything. And so that would be my favorite verse to pass on to Ryder.
I have 1 Timothy 4:12. Don't let anyone despise your youth, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Because just because you're young doesn't mean you can't be the example in the room.
And what is one piece of advice you'd like to give to your senior?
My advice to Ryder would be to look for God in every place you are in your life, in every situation, because if you look, He's there, and He will be found.
And stay in the Word and maintain a healthy prayer life, even when it becomes difficult. I think those two things are critical for us in this walk, and in tough times and in good times. Always remember to pray, and always remember to stay in the Word.
And do y'all have anything else that you want to say to them?
Circle back to the attitude with the bike ride. Think life's going to get tough, and it's not always going to be easy. There's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and if you just always have that attitude that you can pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and move ahead. As long as you have God with you, you can do all things.
And I want to say it one more time. Behave and make good choices.
Can you tell me your name and your senior's name?
I'm Brenda Beckloff, affectionately known as Brenda to Nora and her friends. And my daughter is Nora Chapman.
Just say the word and it will be. Just say
How would you describe your senior?
She's fun-loving. She's the head of every Congo line. She's sweet, and she is witty and confident, and she lets her light shine for Jesus.
What is your favorite memory of your senior?
I think it's when she broke her leg after 6th grade and she was going to go to Soul Quest. And then I didn't think she could, and Rick said no, and he loaded her up with a wheelchair, and off she went every year. And then the following year she was baptized, and Rochelle Pratt called me and let me FaceTime and see it.
What is a Bible verse that you would leave with your senior?
Isaiah 40:31, teach me, Lord, to wait. This college process has been a waiting process, so it's been a good lesson for both of us.
What is a piece of advice that you would leave with your senior?
You always have stayed true to yourself and your friends, and you stand up for what you believe, and just keep that up for the rest of your life. And always call your Brenda.
And do you have anything else that you want to say to her?
Just that I'm proud of her, and here come the tears. Yeah, I'm very proud to be her mother.
just say the word to rescue me.
We're Aaron and Robert Childers. Our senior is Callie Childers.
Grace and peace be yours now and forevermore. By the powers that He gives.
Callie is a great kid. She's kind, she's intelligent, she's caring, she has a servant heart, and she's dependable. She's just pretty much everything you could ask for.
And Callie's always been the type of person who treats everyone the same. She really has that bright light and that spirit of Jesus. And like I said, she is just good to everybody that she meets. There are so many memories with her. I don't think I could possibly narrow it down to only one. She was from kindergarten to 5th grade, was in elementary where I was principal. And so I just got the benefit of so many conversations with her every morning and every afternoon, and we get to see her throughout the day. It was just a really special time getting all those car trips back and forth from school.
I think some of my favorite memories of Callie come from her time in the Van Buren Band program. She's been in the program for 7 years. The last 4 in the marching band, which is extremely intense in Van Buren. She has spent hours upon hours at home, at school, before school, after school, on the weekends, training to build a championship marching show. And as a result of all this hard work and her dependability, the program has had a huge amount of success, and we were very happy to share that with her.
The verse I would share with you, Callie, would be from the book of James, chapter 3, verse 13. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show it by their good life, by deeds done in the humility that comes from wisdom. You're going to encounter people who know it all or have other great ideas, but remember, it really is not what you know, it's who you know, and that being Jesus, and let Him always be the center of your life. There is no other wisdom that counts except for that wisdom that comes from Him, and in your relationship with Him, and foster that relationship at all costs.
Okay, the verse I picked is Philippians 2, 1 through 11. We're all pretty familiar with that verse. Basically, it's saying you need to have the same attitude as Christ. Christ is God. He came from heaven down to earth. He made a huge sacrifice so that we could be saved and spend eternal life with God in heaven. And as part of our walk as Christians, we strive to be just as much like Christ as possible. We need to have tender and compassionate hearts. We need to love one another. We need to serve one another. I would just encourage you to take all that to heart as you move into adulthood.
My piece of advice to her would be to be useful every morning, even especially the days you don't want to. Get both feet on the floor and go let your light shine, because you have something inside of you that a lot of people don't have and don't understand, and they need that light to surround them. So especially, like I said, on days you don't want to be, that light, those are the days you need to be the most. And like I said, get your feet on the floor and go do it.
And while you're doing all of that, like goes back to my Bible verse I chose, have the attitude like Christ. Be a servant, be humble, be loving to people, and it's going to send you a long way. And eventually you will have your reward to spend eternal life with Him. And you will have led a good life, and it will have all been worth it.
And above all, love people.
Love God and love people. We've been telling
Yeah.
you that from the very beginning.
Exactly.
So just keep that same attitude,
Yeah.
and you'll go far.
Love God and love people, because He loves you. Don't ever forget that.
And come home as much as you want. We'd love to have you. And we love you very much.
Can you tell me your name and your senior's name?
I'm Brenda Beckloff, and I am Nora Diaz's, Nora number 2's host mother this year.
Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we ask or imagine.
And can you describe your senior?
She's adventurous, she loves her friends, she's a little bit ornery, she loves to scare me.
And what is your favorite memory of your senior?
I'm hoping it will be when her father surprises her with his graduation trip on Sunday, and we have a plan to surprise her, so I think that's going to be my favorite memory.
What is a Bible verse that you would leave with your senior?
Just that as she's planning her future, going back home, it's Proverbs 16:3, commit your works to the Lord and your thoughts will be established.
What is one piece of advice that you have for your senior?
That just remember that she always has me here, and I wish we had had her all school year. She just came to us in February, so I'm glad I got to know her, and it's been a pleasure having her in our home. My final advice is to call your Brenda often.
That is at work within us. Now to Him who is able to do immeasurably more than all we...
So go ahead and tell me your names and your senior's name.
We're Cameron and Sharissa Hubbs, and our senior is Avery Hubbs.
How would you describe your senior?
She's very strong-willed, very determined though. She definitely likes to learn and do things, but not necessarily talk to us about it a lot.
She's very headstrong. Once she makes her decision, she sticks with it. She is shy at first, but once she gets to know you, she comes out of her shell.
What is your favorite memory of your senior?
There's so many, it's hard to just pick one, but one that is really important to me is when she decided to be baptized in 2019.
Yeah, and always enjoy ourselves on vacation. She finds a way to get the most out of a vacation and steer it in the direction she wants it to go.
The favorite Bible verse is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who gives me strength.
And just want her to know that God's always there with her and for her. That she can look to Him at any time.
Did you have a piece of advice to give to her?
Not to be afraid to try new things. Just to keep an open mind and look towards where you came from and the people that were around you, and stay true to your family.
And always be yourself. Never be afraid to follow your dreams. I know that you will go far in life. Always keep God first, and we will always be here for you.
And like your Nana says, have fun. You know,
Make good choices, and don't forget to call your mom.
and don't be afraid to be yourself, you know, because that's a pretty great person.
We love you, Avery. I'm very proud of you.
I'm Trent Taylor.
I'm Amanda Taylor, and our daughter is Aniston Taylor.
Even though the wind may blow, troubles toss you to and fro.
And how would you describe your senior?
Resilient, loyal, compassionate, very organized, and an old soul.
I would say she is very loving, very compassionate. She cares about other people as well as all the things, which she's in all the things. And number one thing is she loves the Lord.
What is your favorite memory of your senior?
So there's so many. All the favorites. I would say I'm going to go recent. She is the FFA president in Van Buren, and she had her last ceremony this past week, and she spoke and had a wonderful speech. She was posed, she did all the things, she's a leader, and I have never been so proud of her for doing all those things, especially in front of people.
And I would have to say all the accomplishments of becoming a young lady. Start off black belt in martial arts, varsity cross-country team, varsity soccer team, and recently retiring as the president of FFA for Van Buren.
Which is her fave. We'll go there. Yep. She's a plant girl.
And what Bible verse would you give your senior?
Okay, so I'm going to give her, this may be a little bit different, I'm going to go with Micah 6:8. And it says, He has shown you, O man, what is good. And what does the Lord require of you? But do to justly, do to mercy, and to walk humbly with your God.
And I picked one from Proverbs 3, that'll be 5 and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight.
What piece of advice would you leave with your senior?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, I'm going to say, okay, first of all, love the Lord, do what you're doing. Do your thing, be yourself. Do not be afraid to stand up for what you know is right and what you want to do. Own it like you always have, and the rest is yours. I don't have much to say because you do it all.
All I have to say is stay humble, stay godly, and remember to carry your pocket knife when you go jogging.
Oh, one more thing, and floss.
Love you.
Love you too.
Troubles toss you to and fro. Help me, Lord, to make up my mind. Get on your knees and give it time. There the answers you will find in Jesus.
So tell me your names and your senior's name.
Well, our senior's name is Jenny Ziegler. I'm Leslie Ziegler, her mom.
And I'm Aubrey Ziegler. My favorite memory was one Father's Day. Jenny had gotten very excited to get me a gift. And so when I opened my present, it was a Mulan Barbie. because she knew how much I liked to play with her. But she said that my Barbie had to have a sword.
Can I tell the Tai Ching story? It's
Yeah,
long.
yeah.
Well, okay. One of my favorite stories that really demonstrates her compassion is she wasn't a great sleeper when she was a young girl, and she was up in the middle of the night watching those infomercials, and there was one that was trying to sell, I think, Tai Chi videos. And I heard her up in the middle of the night, got up, got her, put her in bed with me, and so I was like, what are you doing? And she says, Mommy, I know your shoulder has been hurting, which it had. She goes, what you need is Tai Ching, and it will cure your shoulder pain. And she goes, for 4 easy payments of $19.99. And she really wanted to help me because that's the kind of kid she is, and she thought that Tai Ching would be the answer. Is that how the story went?
That's a good story. Okay, Jenny, the Bible verse I would give you is Deuteronomy 31:6. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you.
Okay, Jenny, I have a verse for you, and this won't surprise you at all. I actually like this entire passage in Matthew 6, but I'll just read this part, which says, look at the birds of the air. They do not sow or reap or store away in barns, and yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not much more valuable than they? Can any one of you, by worrying, add a single hour to your life? So try not to worry too much.
Jenny, what I want you to know is that when I was growing up, sometimes my friends would do things that got them into trouble, or they would find themselves in trouble for whatever reason. And the first thought they had was that my parents are going to kill me. And I want you to know that's never going to be the case. If you ever find yourself in any situation, I want your first thought to be, I want to call my parents, okay? There's no problem that together you and I and your mom can't face. We have God on our side, and we love you very, very much.
Your dad's making me cry. So I don't think I have anything to add. I wish I had a piece of advice, but I don't know if I can. Do I have any advice? Always take your mother's advice.